Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Olympic Ultras podcast. I'm Nate.
I'm Michael.
And this is episode 2 already, which is absolutely fantastic. We're starting to fly through it.
Yeah. Mate, they come so quick, don't they?
They just don't stop
Episode
coming.
2 already.
Episode 2. So as usual, we're going to be talking about the most recent game against Gold Coast Knights before we look forward to the Robina City game. But just real quick, make sure that you're following us on our Instagram, our YouTube, and our Spotify. Like, follow, subscribe on all of that to keep up to date with everything, making sure that you're getting the most recent episode of the podcast and just seeing what usual things we get up to. Cool.
Welcome to the ride.
Welcome to the ride. Let's get into it.
Let's get into it.
So in the first half, we're going to be talking about the 1-1 draw between Olympic and Gold Coast Knights that happened last Friday in the first round of the Kappa Pro Series. Good game. Bit of a frustrating game, in my opinion.
It was extremely frustrating. I mean, it's a game that we should have won.
Yeah,
We
definitely.
should have won. I'm not saying easy, but I think we had the shots in goal. We had, their keeper worked a lot harder than our keeper did.
Yeah, I felt like we were dominating.
We did, yeah.
I feel like we really dominated for most of that first half. The goal that we conceded was unlucky. Need to be stronger in the box.
Yeah.
It is what it is. I think there was a bit of pushing and shoving going on, but
and
that's this level.
How many players in that little 6-yard area?
Yeah.
10 players all scrambling for each 300 metre square space of land.
Yeah.
To try and clear the ball.
Need to be stronger. Yeah, need to be stronger. So it was a little bit disappointing to go down 1-0. Ty Cobb, though, with an absolute bullet.
Hey, up to his very best again.
Yeah, absolutely incredible. Exactly why we got him.
Hey.
Against his old team.
Yep.
As well.
Yep.
Really, really
it's almost like, this is what you're missing.
Yeah, exactly right. And it was really funny because we said, I think in episode 1 about Ty Cobb, he scored a screamer like every second game, or he scored like 3 or 4 screamers across the 6 preseason games. And first competitive game, he goes and does it again.
It's almost becoming like a signature move, which is kind of crazy.
Because he can, scoring because he can. Extremely happy. I'm not going to stop him. But it was that second half, in my opinion, that I actually kind of came away disappointed from. I feel like we left 2 points out there.
Oh, most definitely. Most definitely.
So we got that goal back. Then there was a red card. Declan Warren's proving once again as such a handful for someone out of the 23s.
The kid's just incredible. I mean, like we said last week, the talent. Such a young player with such an old, mature head.
Yeah,
he's just well beyond his years.
And the tackle came in. I remember because we were like directly in front of it. The tackle came in. He got up and he went after the ball again.
Yeah.
There wasn't a roll around. There wasn't a scream. There wasn't a ref. There was nothing.
No, there's no time for that kind of crap.
No, he's just up. He's gone.
Yeah. We're here to play football.
Yeah, exactly right. And that's exactly his sort of attitude. Yep. But it was after that red card incident that I just feel like we just took our foot off the pedal.
Yeah. You're right. It was a frustrating second half.
It really was. We almost sat there and was just like, we got all the time in the world. And it just slowly ticked away.
Yeah, and come full time, we spoke to a few other members of the club, and I was just deflated. Really?
I don't know if we built it up to ourselves. We went, this is going to be great. We're going to be so good this season. And
look, it's quite a possibility.
This is reality. I mean, this is Gold Coast Knights. It's still one of the better teams in the NPL.
And look at our preseason. We may have got ourselves carried away.
Possibly.
I suppose rightly so. We just start winning games what we have been. All of a sudden you go, I'll draw you. Oh, crap.
Yeah, exactly right. Suddenly it's in your face again.
But hey, we got slapped with a big dose of reality.
Yeah. And I mean, it could be that too. It could be, maybe we just didn't have the mental fortitude after playing so many preseason games. We haven't, there's not too many of them that played the full 90 ever in any of those games. So maybe just they weren't as mentally sharp that day.
True. That's true.
Maybe it's just the Kappa Pro Series and no one really cares until you're there.
Yeah. But, in saying that, some of our passions in play was just tremendous.
Gorgeous. Absolutely fantastic.
There's a lot, and I think we discussed this in pre-season, there was a lot of performances within that 90 minutes where we didn't do that last season.
Yeah, exactly right.
We chased for that ball. We chased for the second ball.
Yeah.
We got tackled, which is last season we got, I'll get tackled.
Yeah.
No, you got tackled, and you went after it again.
You went up again. You got it again.
You got that ball, and you then turned defence into attack. And some of the passions of play was just beautiful.
Yeah. Oh,
It was
gorgeous.
It was so different to what I've seen over the last couple of seasons.
Yeah, absolutely fantastic. And we've already talked about Ty, of course. A couple of the other signings. Well, one, Kai wasn't in the team.
No.
And you kind of almost felt that he wasn't in the team. Like, he wasn't there to string those balls between midfield and the forward line. He wasn't giving a second point in that center attack, which is how we've been playing, almost a 4-2-4.
Yep.
And, so there was more pressure on Saz. And so there wasn't Kai to sort of deflect or play off and things like that. So we almost missed Kai, despite the fact that this is the first competitive game.
Yeah, yeah. I didn't hear what the reason.
Not sure why he wasn't on the bench either.
Whether I'm sure he had other commitments or he was injured. We don't know. I haven't heard anything.
Not sure.
Whatever. Hope to see you on the pitch soon.
Yeah, 100%. But Saz had a couple opportunities.
Yeah. Look, the man has so much talent. It's just ridiculous. But I think he had a brain snap. I think he had the opportunity to pass that ball.
Yeah, there was two moments where he either could have passed or he could have taken it a little bit harder, and the shot selection wasn't the correct shot to take.
The one opportunity I saw was he tried to lift it over the keeper.
Yeah.
One, too close.
Yep.
I thought the keeper come out really well
and stayed on his feet, didn't dive.
That's right, which then he alleviated that problem. Yep. But I think a different decision would have been to just go right.
Yeah, Ty was like right next to him.
You either had to pass it to Ty, or I think Ty was on his left. Correctly.
Yeah, or he could have cut in.
Saz could have gone right, which gives us two things: one, opportunity at goal, or two, a potential penalty because the goalie's going to try and get the ball.
Yep. Now,
or go right and just a little curve ball out and Ty just walk it in.
Yeah.
But hey, look, that's what football is. It's a game of opportunities, game of missed opportunities.
Exactly right. And Saz is young.
He's got a lot of football ahead of him.
He's got a lot of football ahead of him. He's so good for 22.
Yeah.
He's already got the under-23s grand final under his belt. He's had a season up in the NPL with St. George Willawong. Not the easiest task. Managed to score 9 goals out of it. So, with 9 league goals. He scored a couple more in the cups and things like that. So, it's not like he's not already a proven goal scorer.
Correct.
I think just, wrong choices in those moments this time around.
As you know, both you and I, we watch a lot of football around the world, and you see it every day.
Yeah.
And it's kind of heartening to see the great players go, oh, you missed as well.
Yeah.
It looks so bad now.
Yeah, and don't get me wrong, I understand. It's easy to talk about this. It's very different in the moment. And we're not having a go at anyone. I feel that we're just presenting the facts and our opinion of the matter.
And and without, I'm not saying that our opinion's right or our opinion's wrong, but we've both played the game.
Yeah.
So we both know what it's like in those situations. Yeah. I've played up front all my life in my football career, so I've been there, done that, and I can understand his frustrations.
I will say, as someone who had played primarily centre back, I freak out in those situations. So he definitely he chose a better shot than I did.
Yeah.
Than I would have.
Yeah, when you're thinking that, you've got a split second to make that decision.
100%.
So you've got a split second to make the decision to go left, right, round, up, to.
Yeah.
That's a lot of.
And against a good goalkeeper.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I mean, his talent between the sticks was just ridiculous.
But all that negativity aside, we've shown that even though we didn't put goals on the board, we've shown that dominance was there. We've shown that they're creating those chances, fashioning them
100%.
out of absolutely nothing sometimes
100%.
Was there. And considering, last season, we discussed it actually with a couple of the coaching staff at the end of last season, that last season's goals per game was so bad, so lacking, that we actually scored more in the season that we should have been relegated a couple of years ago than we did last season. And that includes the 11-0 win in that cup game in the round 4, our first game of the Queensland Cup. Was that like Narangba or something?
I think it was Narangba away.
That includes that 11-0 game. That's how bad our goal-scoring track was last year.
Yeah.
So I think...
We couldn't bleed by a goal last year.
No, I know. So I think, this season, this game, really goes to show, or at least it gives me hope. As much as we come away with a one-all draw, and we both feel like we left 2 points out on the field, I think the fact that we both feel like we left 2 points out on the field against Gold Coast Knights is really exciting.
If we had that game against, let's say against Robina, and no disrespect to Robina, I'd have felt bleeding cheated.
Yeah, 100%.
But against a powerhouse like the Knights,
a good team still, you know, like a lot of the big name players are gone. So McDonald's gone.
Yeah, but
can't tell me they haven't lost a lot of their class and things like that.
Lions, Brisbane City, Moreton City, Knights, they seem to have this nucleus of talent. No matter who comes and goes, it's there.
Yeah.
I don't know, whether it's the culture of the club, whether it's the training methods, whether it's what the players do.
It could just be the name as well.
The name, you know.
Synonymous. I reckon you could ask a lot of people around Australia and they'd know the Gold Coast Knights.
Yeah, and it's the same in New South Wales and Victoria. You've got those 3 or 4 big name clubs which are hard to play against.
Yeah.
I don't care what time of the year you play them. They're hard to play against.
Yeah, exactly.
So at the end of the day, we should be really proud of the lads. I thought they played some really good on-field play. Our attacking was good. Our defending was good. I mean, it was a scramble that we conceded.
Yeah.
So it wasn't a clear-cut outfield goal. It wasn't a penalty. It wasn't a free kick. It was a scramble, which happens to a lot of teams.
Oh, exactly.
So you take that away.
Yeah. And I'm not sitting here going we shouldn't concede any corners at all.
No.
You know,
that's naive.
Exactly right. So like of course it's going to happen. But yeah, you're right. Like against a team like the Knights, it was such a difficult first competitive game.
It was.
It could have been nicer. It could have easily been nicer.
Oh, you've got the Knights. Oh,
yeah, thanks. I mean, look, we get them over and done with, but like, come on.
Yeah, no, really.
But it does put us in a little bit of a bind going into the rest of the remaining rounds of the Kappa Pro Series, which we will talk about in the second half. So kicking off in the second half, of course, we've got the round 2 Kappa Pro Series game against Robina. This is at Robina Common, which is what their ground is called, which I quite like. It has a nice little quaint name
Sounds
to it.
like a tacky pick of Earth somewhere in the middle of the UK.
Yeah. Well, it's in the middle of the Gold Coast, so you're close.
Yeah. Hello, welcome to Robina Common, where nothing grows.
Of course, this game is going to be played at 7:30 p.m. at Robina Common on Friday night. A rough game to get to, especially straight after work.
Yeah, most of us finish around 4:30, 5 o'clock anyway.
Yeah, it's hit the gateway, head south, and it's South Gold Coast. It's not even like you get like Beanley or something even. It's
I
the
think
other side of Gold Coast
just
City.
This side of Burleigh, maybe chuck a left.
Yeah, around that.
Yep.
So a horrible away game, really, or at least for a Friday night. We're going anyway.
Are we? Who'd have thought?
I know, right?
I know. Woohoo! Away day.
Gotta love an away day.
Gotta love an away day.
Away day is the best day.
Yep.
So, as we were talking, Robina City, the last time we played them was actually a couple of years ago. We came out of 4-1 winners in an Australia Cup round. I don't believe, at least in recent history, that we've played a Robina Common.
No.
So this, interesting, new ground for us.
Yes, chalk up another ground, another visit.
I don't even think before records we've ever been to Robina Common. I don't think there's been ever a reason for us.
No. I've been to Robina for work. That's it.
Yeah.
Never been to Robina for any other sporting event or anything like that. So, it's going to be an interesting trip to get down there and see what it's like and look at their facilities.
Yeah.
I'm always interested in other clubs' facilities and see how they stack up. And
yeah, well, we've been keeping records since we really started following Olympic hard, and just the amount of different grounds that we've gone to has been incredible.
It's been exciting.
Yeah,
it's been really exciting, to see what they do, or where they sit, and their lighting, their canteen, and how they produce and set up themselves. It's exciting.
It is. And I know we're going on a bit of a rant here, real quick, just before we jump back to the round 2 game.
Watch out, folks. Brace yourself.
We ridiculously crossed off another one the other day.
We did.
One that we never had gone to previously.
It's 150 metres from where we are.
Which was Leishon Park across the road from Olympic.
Oh, dear.
Fantastic game, by the way. If you didn't go to the Yeronga Eagles Hellenic Athletic women's match, you did miss out. I do believe there's some footage up of it.
Yeah, it's a brilliant game of football.
It was a fantastic game of football to watch.
Brilliant game of football.
Our own Josh Hawkes was there taking photos.
Yeah.
So, always love to see
it was
a nice
2
face
o'clock
again.
kickoff or 2:15 kickoff. It was hot. It was stifling. There was hardly any breeze. But the girls, to their credit, both Yeronga and Hellenic Athletic, just brilliant.
Absolutely
they played some great football.
Absolutely fantastic game. Anyway, back to the matter at hand.
We digress.
We digress. This puts us in a bit of a bind, the 1-1 draw with Gold Coast Knights, because Robina actually won 2-0 over Redlands. So Robina's currently leading the group.
Yeah, on top of the group.
With 2 goal difference to their name and 3 points. Puts us in a bit of a bind because now, assuming that it's going to be Gold Coast Knights and or Olympic that go through, it is now a race to the highest goal difference.
Correct.
We now need to beat Robina and Redlands more than Gold Coast Knights beat Robina and Redlands.
Which is sad because you can't go out there with the thought in your head, we're going to put 6 past you.
No, you've got to get the game done first.
You've got to turn up and start first.
Yeah.
Look, to score 6 or 7 past any teams are great. But, we scored 6, Gold Coast scored 7. We scored 8, they scored 9.
Exactly. Suddenly a fantastic game for us is so disheartening and discrediting because, you come away with that knowing that you've still got to do more somehow.
Absolutely. Based on the result. So, as you said, Gold Coast Knights play Redland.
Yeah.
Redland Bay this week. I'm not too sure if it's the same night or a different night.
I think it's the same night, same time.
Okay. So we won't know how it's going unless it's announced somewhere on Squatty or we find some sort of progress result.
Yeah. We do have the slight disadvantage in this particular instance in that our round 3 game against Redlands United is played the night after Gold Coast Knights. So we will go into that match knowing what we need to do.
Yeah.
And I think we are the last game of round 3 as a total. So even if we do find ourselves in that second place, we will also know what we need to do to win that second place lottery.
And they are the hardest games to win.
The games where you
walk in there and go, geez, we're going to score 5-0. You don't win 5-0.
No. You go 4 and you hit the post 3 times.
You're trying that damn hard to pull off goal after goal. It doesn't work.
No.
And okay, let's say, for example, Redland's got nothing to lose.
Why wouldn't they go out for it?
They're not going to give us any favours.
No. In fact, we had a preseason friendly against them.
Correct.
We did win 6-2 in that. First preseason hit out, so you can't really take much.
No, not from that preseason hit out.
But Redlands was a good counter-attacking team.
They were a good counter-attacking team, yes.
To go into that match, I know we're talking about Rabin here, but to go into that match, knowing that you need to put 5 past them, but then still be worried about that long ball over the top and them trying to get through you, is going to be something rough to think about.
If they've got a couple of fast wing backs, you're gone.
Yeah.
Because unless you're quick and turn on foot, and we're lucky because we've got Sam back there and we've got Tommy back there, which are both fast players, who will then obviously go back and protect the goal because they're both centre back.
Louis, wherever the hell he's playing.
Louis, I think Louis in goal this week.
I swear he draws it out of a hat.
I think just kidding, Louis. So we've got to be careful of that counter-attack because as I said, they've got nothing to lose.
Yeah, exactly right. And so does Rabina. I was thinking on the way over here, the difference between the Kappa Pro Series this year and last year, or previous years, the fact that we've only got 3 games in this group rather than 5.
Correct.
Do you think that benefits or hinders the NPL clubs or the FQPL1 clubs? Because last year they had 3 NPL clubs to play against, but 2 FQPL ones to try to get some points there, and they just had to sneak 1 or 2 results against NPL. This year they've only got 2 NPL teams, but they've only got 1 FQPL team.
Yeah.
So less games, so that means you have less mental, us against them. You can really go hard on that. It's interesting to see how it's going to.
Yeah, I don't know how the dynamic's going to work.
Whether it's going to benefit an NPL club or an FQPL club because there's less games for them to really hold out on.
Doesn't really benefit anybody.
Not really.
I don't think, because you've got to try and get your stride really quick, and it just doesn't work that way.
Yeah, exactly.
And sometimes, because it's a cup competition, because you had those extra games, you could afford to lose one.
Yeah, exactly.
And catch up with the others.
Yeah.
You lose one now, you think, holy crap, I've only got 2 to catch up on.
Yeah, suddenly you've got
2.
top gear.
Whereas before you had 3 or 4 to catch up on. But, it puts a lot of pressure on it, but look, I don't mind 3. It's done, out of the way.
Yeah, exactly right. And it's a lot of teams are treating it as a preseason friendly or preseason
Well,
competition, should I say?
yeah, I mean, and we've said this last season and the previous seasons, I'd like to see the Kappa Pro go.
Yeah,
I'd like to bring in more teams to the base NBL competition and increase the NPL and have a bigger and better comp. And I think it can be justified. It's easily done. You and I've looked at it. It can be done.
Yeah, 100%.
I think it'd be a better league.
Yeah.
Yep.
But the game coming up to Rabina City should be open and shut.
It should be, but how many times have we said that?
Exactly.
I know nothing about them.
No, unfortunately not.
I don't know their history. I don't know what they're like. I don't know. I haven't seen any results except the one, obviously, the other day. They won 2-0. So obviously not about squad. They beat Redlands 2-0.
Yeah. You never know, especially with like the lower league teams, because they can get really stuck in.
Oh God, yes.
They don't mind being a bit of argy-bargy. They don't mind, trying to get to the ball first, and they don't mind if they get you first on the way through.
Again, nothing to lose.
Exactly right. Why wouldn't they go all out for it? And now they have a lead to defend. Rabina's top of the group. If they get to another one,
the worst possible role, and they win.
And they win. Suddenly they're 6.
They can win this. They can win the group.
They can win the group, and off they go through, and have a little bit of a cup run. Why not?
So they've got a lot to play for as well.
Exactly. They've got a lead to protect now. They've got the top of the group to protect. Yep. So I think it will be an interesting game. Not sure if we're going to have Kai back.
Yeah, no, I don't know. I don't know about that. I think we bumped into Fumi last week on the ground. I think Fumi said, they've got one more week or next week he's playing.
Yeah, I want to say Fumi will make an appearance this weekend. Yeah, don't hold me to that, but I want to say Fumi will make an appearance this weekend.
He seemed quite confident that things are going well with his injury. That's the only one I know of. It's the only one we spoke about as far as players coming back. So it'd be good to see Fumi back on the field.
Yeah.
But I don't know about any others.
No, I'm not sure about Simkin. So still missing Simkin. We've still got a couple of new faces that do not have names attached to them just yet.
Player A and Player B.
Yeah. So keep an eye out for them. The other last thing about this, though, is that I'm not sure if it's going to be televised because only half of the games, only like one game from each group per round gets televised. So no idea if this one's going to be televised. The information hasn't been posted yet, so keep an eye out for that. If it's not going to get televised, that might make your decision up for you.
Yes.
To come all the way down to Rabina City, come hang out with us, come wave a flag, and cheer on the boys.
Exactly right. It could be a good game.
Should be a good game.
We'll be right behind them.
Yeah. Yeah, really, really exciting new era for Olympic.
It is, isn't it? I mean, the players we have on board, the gap is still there, which is great. The backroom staff are there, which is great. So that's that stability.
Yeah, I think I said to you, especially when we saw so many of the players leave, that now I guess with the exception of Choco, who's come back, there's not a single player from memory that was there when Benny Khan was. So this is now Grosman's side. This is now entirely Grosman's side.
Yeah, well and truly.
Well and truly.
Yeah.
We can sit there and go, he's had a couple of full seasons. And yes, that's true. And those were, of course, his sides. But these are all his players now.
Yeah.
These are the players that he has managed to get just on his name, on Olympic's name, on what he's been doing with the club. We have seen some very, very exciting moments with the club. We've seen some very devastating moments with the club over the last couple of years.
Yeah.
But, every year we are a little bit more excited about what Olympic is going to put out. Yeah. And this year, I think we've been the most excited that we have.
I'm very excited for this season. For what Grozzie's put together, I think it's going to be good. Once we settle down,
we're going to get a few names back.
We have those Player A and Player B.
Player A, Player B. I think there's still a player question mark to come. I believe there's a player to come.
So once we sort of get that settled squad, which should be settled before Feb 21, which is round 1.
Yeah, which is
of the NSL of the NPL season.
The NSL, that's winding it back, isn't it?
There's a throwback, folks. I'm old. NSL. So it should be a start of the NPL season. So we should have that settled 11 ready to kick off.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's going to be good.
It's going to be fun. I'm so excited. I'm so excited. I'm pretty happy with how the Kappa Pro Series is structured this year. The fact that we do have 3 competitive matches before the league starts, so we can cut our teeth a little bit. We can see if there's any sort of niggling injuries, niggling chemistry problems that we can sort of, deal with and fix then and there. Maybe the formation doesn't quite work in this sort of scenario. Yeah. So, it helps weed out those issues.
I'm a bit old school. I like the old 4-4-2, but that's just me.
We kind of play a 4-4-2.
We do kind of play a 4-4-2. I saw a formation the other day. It was a 4-2-2-2.
Yeah.
And I thought, what the hell are you doing?
Which I think I'm going to visualize this with my hands. I really hope you guys can follow along here. I think it's one of the formations we do fold into, in the fact because it's a 4 at the back. It's clearly 2 centre mid holding mids that don't go too far. Then there's the 2 wingers, and then there's generally Kai and Saz, the 2 strikers, but one of them will drop.
Correct.
Well, I think both of them drop depending on which side the ball's on. So depending if those 2 wingers come narrow, it ends up being a 4-2-2-2. Depending if we're playing a very attacking moment, it can end up being a 4-2-4.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think, theoretically, just looking at it, the best thing you could say is it's a 4-4-2. It's an old school 4-4-2.
It is an old school 4-4-2, but I think it's one of the best formations.
There's a reason it was played for so many generations.
And I think too many coaches and managers tend to. I don't know where they get these ideas from.
Well, football seems
a lot of it just doesn't work.
Football seems to be a bit of a cycle in the fact that we went to a 4-3-3 for a really long time, the old Barcelona tiki-taka system.
Yeah.
And then we started pushing up footballers like Haaland. The old school, strong, tall, fast footballers.
Yeah.
That sort of possession style just couldn't really deal with.
Yeah.
So now you're starting to see a little bit more of the 3 at the back, 5 at the back. 4-4-2 is making a bit of a comeback. 4-2-3-1s and things like that. You're starting to see a little bit more interesting formations, ins and outs of possession formations and things like that. So football's a little bit cyclical, and I think we're probably gone to the days of every club trying the exact same formation and seeing if it works.
Yeah. The Brazilian way of doing things with a libero and a sweeper, and they were like during the Johnny Warren years as a commentator, he was that was very big around the world. But I think it's starting to settle back down to more traditional style of play.
That probably comes from because volleyball is actually massive in Brazil.
Yes.
And that probably comes from there because libero is obviously a volleyball term.
Correct.
And that probably comes from there, like someone trying, watching netball and being like, oh, not netball, volleyball, and going, well, hang on, we could actually apply some of the same tactics. You definitely can. You can with a lot of sports.
Definitely crossover.
You can with a lot of sports, like ice hockey as well is another one that has a lot of crossover. So, that's probably where that came from. But it's interesting to see where we've gone. And I have just totally realized that we've gone on a massive, massive tangent.
We have. Sorry about that, folks.
I just realized I was having a nice conversation about football with you.
Ignore us.
Yeah, you could probably switch this if you haven't already.
Yeah.
So just to recap, if you are still with us, this game, the round 2 of the Kappa Pro Series fixture is on Friday night at 7:30 at Robina Common. As Robina City versus Olympic. Olympic with a bit of a job to do. We need to make sure that we win and win big if we want to try to stay in this competition.
But as you said earlier, you touched on a minute ago too, in that game in last season where we beat Narangba 11-0. And no disrespect to Narangba that time either, but we knew we had a job to do back then too. And we applied pressure, and the goals not so much come easy, but we played hard for them goals.
Yeah. The
tactical play, the ball playing skills. So, and again, I think we have a much better 11 than we did last season.
A much, not necessarily more settled, but I think a little bit more on the same wavelength.
Correct.
You got a little bit more chemistry. It's not so much, not that they were individual players playing in a team, but I think that just the way they wanted to play together, didn't quite. It was
You touched on chemistry a
round
second ago.
pegs, square holes.
And we've looked at some of the play that comes to us when we sit on the sideline, the plays in front of our shield. Our players play a very, very tight triangle. And I've seen them play 1-2, 1-2, 1-2 and get out of there.
Yeah.
So the chemistry between players and the ability to get out of that is very strong. And I think that's going to see us well.
Yeah, I believe so too. All right. So don't forget, head down to Robina Common for tomorrow night's game after this podcast gets released.
Love to see you there.
Love to see you there. No day like an away day. Make sure that if you are traveling away, to always buy something from the canteen. Support the local football clubs. It's really, really important to make sure that money goes back into the local
all
football
our clubs
clubs
across this great state to survive.
That we may be rivals on the pitch, but we are friends off it, and we need to treat each other as such.
Correct.
But until then, let's go Olympic.
Let's go.